Welcome to week 3 of the 2018 season. We got some things we want to look at mechanically and some things we want to look at rule-wise this week. First video is going to be some mechanical issues. First thing, I want to look at the referee and his positioning. We want to be a little more open toward the line, toward this offside tackle. Because if you're looking at it now, the way he's kind of closed off, and he's more looking toward this tackle. If we open up our stance a little bit more, maybe even widen out some, then we can get a better view of this tackle, which is where we want to be looking. So just gonna open up a little bit there. And another thing too is at the snap, referees, we want to be still. Here we get a little bit of happy feet. We just want to be still and kind of read the play and let the play take you where it needs to. It's like I said again, just a little bit of happy feet here. Kind of let the quarterback come to you first and then widen out with him. So now let's look at the side judge. Good positioning. The play is not taking you toward the end line. The end line is not a threat, so we want to stay on this goal line. And the end line never really becomes a threat. So good up until about this point where we turn around and we make our signal toward the field of play. We want to keep our eyes on these two opponents out of bounds. Just in case something happens, we want to keep an eye there, and we still make the signal while we're turned toward them. There's nothing in the mechanics manual that says we have to signal toward the field of play or the press box. So make sure we keep our eyes on these two out of bounds and just do our signal from there. Here we have a kind of a wacky free kick. The first thing we want to look at is whether or not this is a pop-up kick. It is not. The ball is kick strap in the air right off the tee. It does not hit the ground first. Tee takes kind of a weird bounce, but that's okay. Since we don't have the best angle to see the ball coming off the tee, we can kind of use the kicker's form and his motion to kind of determine. If it were a pop-up kick, he would be a little more over the ball, maybe even upright. But with him leaned back like that, then you know that ball is pretty much coming straight off the tee. So in order for K to recover this, let's remember our requirements. Kick has to go 10 yards and it has to either be grounded or touched by R. We do not have, and that can occur in any order. We do not have the grounding part. Now right there is over 10 yards. And then K is going to actually jump up and catch this ball or make contact with the ball first. This should be a flag for kick catch interference as one of those kind of lesser known KCIs. But it is KCI nonetheless because K is interfering with R's ability to legally catch this kick. So we would have a flag here. The options. Remember, we have new rule this year on options regarding live ball fouls on a free kick. The options here would be 15 yards, re-kick, or they can take 15 yards from the spot of the foul, which would be about 46, or they can just take the spot of first touch, which would be the 46. No, I'm sorry. The 15 yards would be the spot, the succeeding spot. So it would be 15 yards from the 41, maybe the 40. That's where it would be 15 yards from. So they can re-kick 15 yards back, take the spot of first touching, which is the 46, or 15 yards from the succeeding spot, which would be the 41 or 40. Another thing to look at too mechanically here, umpires do not run in front of your deep guys. So the umpire crosses the deep guy. That looks bad. That's got to be the deeps. That's got to be the deep spot, deeps call. Umpires, you're just gonna stay back or get in the white, but do not cross the deep guys right there. Alright, let's look and talk about some defenseless player for a minute. Remember, with defenseless player, contacting a defenseless player just in and of itself is not a foul. It has to be illegal contact against a defenseless player. So let's watch this one. So this was flagged for, I think it was defenseless player. But there's nothing illegal really about this hit. It's pretty simultaneous with the ball. It is in the torso area, so that's kind of our target, right? We want these players to make contact in the torso. And, you know, he sticks his face in there, it's like his arms are in. You know, he is not leading with the crown of the helmet. So this is just a hard football hit. This would not warrant a flag. In order for this hit to be illegal, we would want some contact with the head or neck area, kind of above the shoulders. We would want him leading with the crown of the helmet. It looks like he just sticks his face right in his back. Which, you know, back when we all played, that's how you were taught to tackle. Stick your face in the chest and wrap up. The one thing we really need these players to understand is that if they're going to come across and make hits like this, if these players will wrap up, then it takes all judgment out of the official. If the players wrap up, we have no foul. We can't even think about a foul. But when a player comes in like this, and they're just going to shove him in the ground, hit him in the back with the shoulder, contact like this, well, now it forces the official to make a judgment. And coaches may not always like that judgment. Like here. This official is forced to make a judgment. I don't think it's the right judgment, but if this defender had wrapped up, then we don't even have to make the judgment. It's not a foul. So if we can get these defenders wrapping up and thinking wrap up instead of just trying to lay these players out, then it'll help us out. We don't have to worry about whether or not this is a right call or not. Now, here's one where we do get it right. Again, this was a defenseless player, which a hit on a defenseless player in and of itself is not bad. The problem with this one is that the contact is above the shoulders. He's going to come in, he's got that forearm, and he really kind of almost looks like he lays an elbow to the head and neck area. That's the problem on this hit. You know, that is illegal contact against the defenseless players. That would be targeting. He's coming in head neck area with the forearm on a defenseless player. And then you have an injured player. So the targeting here, the foul, very warranted. In fact, yeah, I think the foul was targeting on a defenseless player. That is correct. You know, now you got an injured player laying on the ground. He's obviously hurt. You might start considering an ejection here. Alright? We got to get these guys, we got to get them to lower their target area and not come in the head and neck area. And they've got to start wrapping up. Now, this one, if we go back to this play, you know, we're halfway there. The target area is good. Gets them right in the torso. You know, I think, like I said, this is an incorrect call. Should not have been a foul. But the target area is good if you just wrapped up. And this one, like we've just seen, where he makes the contact is not good. Head neck area comes in with the shoulder with the forearm. You know, we gotta get that out of the game. So that is a good call. Here's one we missed. It's easier to see on the end zone view. You're going to see this player's going to come in. clear targeting. Looks like he gets crown the helmet around the receiver's chin. This is also, go back and look, this is probably also a defenseless player. He's in the act of making a catch. And they're going to come in right around the helmet. This is not called. I think the reasoning given was we had a wing and a deep, both looking at feet. So they missed the catch. It's kind of a mechanical breakdown. We definitely don't want both the wing and the deep looking at the same thing. One's got to be looking at feet, one's got to be looking at catch. So we definitely need to clean that up. We'll go back and look at what the mechanics manual says. Make sure the wing and deep are on the same page. Take care of that in your pregame. Because what we don't want is both are looking at one thing and then we miss that. The deep should have picked this up. I think the deep has better angle, he's better distance on this hit. Because he can see that a lot better. The wing should have picked up that targeting. And those are plays we got to get, especially right there on the offended team sideline. Yeah, you're in for a bad rest of the night at that point. All right, these are some interesting plays. We don't see this a lot in high school. This is illegal in college, so coaches are probably gonna be yelling at you because they know the college rules better than the high school ones. This is legal. In high school, we do not have the foul like NCAA where you can't jump over a punch shield. So if this defender leaves his feet, hey, he's on his own. The one thing he cannot do, he cannot hurdle. So our hurdling rule is still intact here. And the hurdling rule is just if the defender has, if he just has one or both feet on the ground, not the defender, the blocker, excuse me. The blocker is one or both feet on the ground. The would-be hurler here cannot jump over him with a knee or foot in front of the other, or like foremost. You know, think if you watch track and field, think the actual hurdlers when they jump over, especially the high hurdles, how they do that, or they really bring that foot out in front. That's what you can't do. That's a hurdle in high school. This guy just kind of leaving his feet, he's trying to go over the punch shield. That's legal in high school. The only time it would be a foul, and this one comes close, but I don't think he actually commits the foul. If this guy does not leave his feet, like here, and the blocker just goes low, he initiates that low contact and gets him below the waist, then that would be a foul. But I don't think this one's a foul. For the one thing, because, you know, last play, he tried to jump over him. So that's probably what this blocker's thinking. And the blocker, he just kind of ducks low. He's not really running out and initiating the contact. It looks like he's more absorbing this blow here. And, you know, he just kind of upends him. So that is legal as well. You got the same thing here. Look, if they're going to leave their feet and try to jump over this punch shield, that's on them. They know the rules. And again, if they, like I said, if they're going to leave their feet, as long as they do not leave their feet, no, with a foot or knee foremost, like they're hurtling over, you know, like the 110 high hurdles or something, then it's not going to be a foul. Alright, we saw this play a lot toward the end of last year. It looks like it's coming back. This is legal as long as they satisfy all other requirements. You know, as long as if he's going to move up like this, as long as he's either then moving to the side, or if he's still for a second, then this is legal. I think he satisfies everything here. This one's close. I would like him to be a little more still. But, and then you see it, not like it really works out very well. So if they're going to do this, make sure they do it properly. Make sure when this quarterback comes up, he either is moving to the side or he's still for a second. I know, and I think defenses are catching on. I don't think this trick play is going to be around much longer because it's been used so much now. But just make sure he's either moving to the side or still for a second. Here we want to watch for a blindside block right here in the open field, and you'll see it start to develop right there. It looks like we do not call it. We gotta be watching that. This will probably be on the kickoff. This is probably gonna be your deep. Deep's probably gotta see this, although this is right in front of the wing. The deep can certainly see that, and you see it start to develop. You see the guy starting to peel back right now. And he's going to make a blindside block. Some would say the defender kind of throwing his hand up right there absorbs it, or he sees it coming. No, that's not enough. He does not see that blocker approaching. If you look back at the wordage of the rule, it sees the blocker approaching. So a little throw your hand up in the air to help the kind of at the last second. That's not. I would say we did get a flag. So good. But yeah, that would be an illegal blindside block. Alright, we're going to watch this hit out of bounds. Yeah, it's not too much late, but we can support it. He's clearly in the white. And then he starts to tackle. So yeah, we can support that. The problem is where we get this spot. So he's out of bounds at the 34, and that's where we call the hit out of bounds. And then we're going to run in and we're going to spot it at about the 31. Well, if the spot's at 31, this is not a late hit out of bounds. This is just a good tackle. So let's make sure we're getting our accurate spots here on out of bound plays. We missed a spot by 3 yards, and we tack on 15 yards onto that for a late hit out of bounds. But like I said, if we're spotting the ball at 31, then this is not a late hit. But if we spot at 34, then yes, you have a late hit. So we really need to make sure we're going to get that spot accurately. Here's one where we have two players running off the field. We're going to correctly flag this as a live ball foul. Let the play go. If the players are actively trying to run off the field, we will call this a live ball foul for illegal substitution. If they are standing in the formation or standing on the field and not making an effort to get off, then we would shut the play down. But for this purposes, they're actively trying to get off the field. So that is an illegal substitution, live ball foul, let it play out. The options here, so you have scoring play. Or, it was a scrimmage play where they score on. So their options are they can actually tack on that illegal substitution to either the kickoff or the extra point. But we would allow this score to, it's a live ball foul. They essentially get a free play. So they score on it. If that's what they indeed called, then you can tack that on to the kickoff or the extra point. Here we want to watch, we got another free blocking zone play. We want to watch this tackle. Look, if you notice, first thing, he is in a 2-point stance. Now, free blocking zone, 2-point stance, quarterback in shotgun, we do not allow block below the waist. Even though he's in the free blocking zone, which is 4 yards this way, 4 yards this way, 4 yards either side of the snapper, and 3 yards back either way. Since he is in a 2-point stance in a shotgun formation, we consider that too much of a delay for him to go down and block this defender. So that action right there is illegal. That's too much of a delay. If they're going to cut, they need to be in a 3-point stance. Also, and it's hard to tell exactly since we don't have the end zone view, but it looks like this defender might be outside the tackle's shoulder. If they're on his inside shoulder, on his outside shoulder, then we can allow that to him to be blocked legally below the waist. This one looks like he may be outside that shoulder. So if that is indeed the case, even if this defender were in the free blocking zone, which it looks like he probably still is, since he is outside his frame, then that would also be an illegal block below the waist. Alright, that's it for this week. Stay hydrated, guys. Be safe, and good luck out there.